catch say be yenye at least 30%. Na me kaima wa obejane. Na before me kan no ma menche obibi. Nyame de ye kasa ya yenti o. When him say President John Mahama, this is third time.
Yeah.
And opa on the Bible mpa o de kan John 3:3. Na me fancho. I should say then I call her. What kind John 3:3? Would ask yourself whether the anyamedi can yetie ana yantie. Till John 3:3 states, verily truly I tell you, no one can see the kingdom of God unless the person is born again.
Okay.
Now only born again. Born again in a chair reset. Born again. I just say, Nyamana wo ye titi no ese won ye de won giant to her. Na sisa wo suban. Are you seeing that suban na say asisa? The reset with the triple reset to a reset it is not also a divine reset. Nyama e koso bia mama bosuma. First one. Then I am can't share on Galamsey. Then I am can't show on Galamsey. The Minister of Lands and Natural Resources came to Parliament. About Parliament no, on the statement which was an emergency statement. I may contribute here. Ozi forest out of 9 forest major forest reserves no, just 7 were in some. When people are arrested in Kofona, I arrested party chairman, including a member of Parliament who has been cited. The people are almost motachi. Now you say I mean because prayer they war a japa say there is gold board. Now gold board what in Zemaeka. That man ya renew or molis. The be obe fabia ya sini pa bako. Ono no obe den. Or control gold ya. Na nip sa ne pa no time more opposition na den no ye. Ono timi fa media. No more kojina ifa. No more kojina nso na no. Na mo asesa gallon no dia besisi ho no ye den. Or ye interview. Or ye press whatever. Or check microphone say nso ni na say. Me see nem wo ko wojagbawe kra affect ye. Illegal mining affect Jagbawe. But nso na nye river na free. Nye denzu. Is it not connected? Heba ho. But abandon so the river gas about some protecting. Now, so Johnny Grant me protect. We see work of our water guard. Water guard I tell the cassette. Water guard our ammunition bin. Water guard our shelter be. Water guard was here then. Security lessons ben was here. Water guard. I dey go do we fire we Yawa. Water guard. I don't American. Look at the kind of settings you have had to go through. Nyama President Mahama catch over the period. Me, I've always asked myself, then President Mahama in the first place for Okase, Obia arrested under the regime of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Say we Galamsey no Oba Obama amnesty. Ghanaians say who? Say they are names of Obeno. And no can no. And to need some political. Now one can. And they were threatening with emergencies. And yes, sir. Say, only declare state of emergency. Exactly. Say, but declare state of emergency. That is there. Governor more say and declare state of emergency no more. And na me can be from Erastus as I don't go. Yeah. See, one notify authorities. No, sir. As say, I name the oil. Then I see. It is there. Who can you go? That one beji. Na say yezu we foreigner sooner ye Galamsey ye chiwa ye de we de overseas kokrom can you imagine na Ghana in India na ko she prison but they no more can so safuma for time Aisha one they be see here Aisha one wa influence ya on jail or even jail any Ghana jail any and Akufo-Addo na CS. So what kind of conversation are we having? Inti yen hwe ye nyama ye dia me chance say me bobo settings no so ama wa obeji wa obedantem now 24-hour economy. Last time then when was the last time you heard of 24-hour economy? Now wa oti on wa we are very educated who chenk of oni America so e bisa say 24-hour economy we be say night shift 3 shifts 1 2 3 morning, afternoon, and then in the night. And no, now 24, no, then I shift. Didn't they tell them that? Didn't they tell us, industry square, but reduce electricity tariffs amount. Electricity tariffs, as at a week ago, how much is it now?
14%.
14.75. Make a 14.75. No one in there to me. In fact, if you even want to narrow it down, you round it up to 15%. And so it's about 4.7 or 4.02 something. Then transport. Say no more and say every quarter at least 20% would happen or increase. There will be an increment on transport fares. And I want to say where settings are there now. Didn't they tell you about first time I school for freshers, university tertiary. Now what if you won't be? And I want to process it. Until then, have you asked yourself all of that? But see, when you look, I have had the opportunity of looking at a few things people have done and written on. And the what kinds of nyamana now be someone say, now settings been here. Settings state of emergency. We are going to stop it in 1 week. Knowing all the kingpins, not deporting but prosecuting foreigners. Baby, I'm crying now, and this is from their normal conversations. The campaign says. We are going to declare a state of emergency. You best stop it, Galamsey, in 1 week. Knowing all the kingpins, we are going to go after them.
100 days is swabba.
Not deporting but prosecuting foreigners involved in the trade, etc., etc. Now, Abia, so obviously Nyamasi, and the person is doing otherwise. Any settings? What setting? All you need to understand is John 3:3. President Mama already president. This is the third time. And so this is third coming. And he himself during the Sona, or see, he's been in this for 3 decades. 30 years. 30 years will not name the other opportunity. I say don't get your kind. So the other or see MPP cannot come and act like Omo name the Omo yet. Because they've been in a position to have known the trade and to know the rocks before coming to say where would you see her win a beba? What is happening? Settings. Settings in Kwa. We need to wake up. If we don't wake up, we are doomed. Let me give you the second settings. I must see port duties. Reduce port duties. Many workers say, get the budget by what the NDC did was to ask for. I'm more besides say, extend special import levy. Now, special import levy under MPP, it was going to expire. It was going to elapse or expire by the end of the year, December 2025. Now, as I say, I want him to say, no, my infinity. Obedi. Then stopping, nobody is stopping anybody. And this is what is happening. Now, what's the way in your settings are? Now, I didn't say, I'll be levy or now, why you levy now the special import levy? I want him to say, MPP time, no, by December 2025, you be uniform. How would you see where they till that do us part? So if you don't get these settings, what are you going to get? Now let's go to the other one. Then you also look at suspending duty waivers for medical practitioners. Medical practitioners, but say no be more no more galamsey conversation.
But Obiba can say early days.
Now Donald Trump no more kinds of now or buy no one. Is he not doing all of them? How many days do you want to? But don't say open gold board until you've been able to even get an act of parliament, and then there is an institution
budget assigned their support.
Answer now when your budget are supporting, which you are going to use about 275 million weekly. Women's Bank.
Yeah.
Now Women's Bank no fell so for Sukwachi budget no dey na so. Women's Bank is 51 million, fell so for Sukwachi budget is 73 million. Just go to Office of Government Machinery, it's 2.7 billion. Women's Bank is still what? 51 million. Does it not tell you all about the priorities? They are more doing settings no more. Settings in Kwa. Women's Bank. Now in my more Ghana, I'm saying all the women you are giving them only 51 million. When you have come to promise them, what show more boss away, maybe I'm out. Settings, they all become settings in their door. So Now, free fees for first year university students, Maka. Then, say, now we are Dr. Mutala, a doctor. Oko program, international program. What is all can COVID in Ukraine? I said,
no, see, I fit Ghana.
Now, one videos of that. I was the COVID.
I said, excuse.
In the settings. Now, one tip is the mama and Casaso. So, what are we talking about? Maybe I'll be Fabia settings. Oh, COVID in Ukraine there, and yes, excuse I had ma Nagana, ne Agufado Nawabon, and she there now yet we don't name Mambo. Says I want any Mambo. Maybe I'll be Fabia, I see settings. And the and this in Nipa. Ordinary Sabo in Manawa, Pawachi, Bible catching his own kind John 3:3. Almost the son, Namaya, whom you don't change. That is a cement bag, yes. 140 Ghana cedis. Some people even sell it more. As it is, then what is happening? What is happening? Now, what kind of people would they go? Then, what happened to revocation of appointments? President Mama. Meaning say Ukaipa say there was no way or no Oba obey you building. Na ya no Ghana for
building the better Ghana we want.
Na ya Ghana for until we free say we a party ni say we or no there hwe mfa no say we Ghana ni until obey make sure say obey them obey protect you. Oba one actual revocation chono. Sister Oma say it's from 7 December. So when him say go for institutions are even 2 years ago or more appointments kwa yom. And then many workers say no minim say ngofo to be a yomudi. Oko Ministry of Communications only the juma ordinary there. Say the oya and say the bra wedding or sponsor weddings now wakosa. The arrogance is coming in, is filtering in, and the Ghanaian people are seeing. Said the
Hantai bomb.
Oh, na Hantai they say
no.
Na say the bando there sana wala FT what the says it's insane.
People na Hantai bomb no.
And some judge they say natural. Ebi mu de omo ya natural. Na ohun. Ebi mu more responses to say omo free ba no. No mu kita Ghana scan na ohun. It's normal, it's natural, and it's going to build some more. Naturally, they are arrogant, and their posture is what you are seeing. 107.5. Ah, what did to Miss Wako show Munsem? A bit to me, sure. Yes, see, your register SIM cards. Oh no, one back, yeah, I said, don't you register?
What's your papa? The MPP here, in your papa.
And your friend, I uncle. Oh, friend, and I'm an uncle. And I'll test you, be uncle. And now, or the Obikasa, what me tell you. So what is wrong about the SIM registration that the MPP did? What is going to happen? And this is what we need to watch out. SIM registration. The power of big bone or born who do or can't say man your fame one person betty.
Yamagana for Q, Yamagana for Kaumo bread. Says
Bizana was it, Bizano, I think was it the veteran or some Bizano or got this kind of telco. So now telcos no just can or more no omodia 7.3. But this kind of telco so obviously they will come back to the customers or the consumers and they take the money. Now when you're not now when your settings are there, and your settings are there. Media, I was just hoping and praying that President Mama for this time, or Basso Bejai legacy, say be for President Mama dear. Papa will buy no 4 years. I'll buy no dear. Anka Nimpa Anka Yantuno pro free ho. But 3-4 days ago, you call if I was saying Edum Market, and now I call Katamanto. Oh, offer. Bruni, bizarre, my regional secretary, and I said, Nasa me Fanum Kai. Yanu, now go for the Omuntuman to form. When I make a show, and it was organic. Gino Jesus. And comfort me feel almost no deity. More piocho. Why? It's because a trouble settings. Yeah, trouble settings clean.
But baby, address Ghana ni man who come here dada.
Yeah, dada no way for.
Yeah. Take no answer. I will be quite a I'm a party be or I'm a party be.
I said no, I pen and no for son I because your party for na omopaba and yes, but ye won you. Say, oh, papa, I say, oh, papa, on you know. And this is stepfather be a or coaching his own no 5 other girls and son of mommy. And you know, and the papa on you know. Says, yeah, stepfather, what to say 5 other girls? Yeah, my America, I'll be back for you now.
The first 100 days in the Jomonia, the papa be out.
Oh, over, not catch me. Says, yeah, dear me. And I'm always very objective. Says, yeah, dear. President Mama, yeah, papa, or me, so they say, at least what Jatum say, free SHS, yeah.
Okay.
That is the only thing that President Mama has done for me to think that, hey, oh no, Mosha said no, Moshe 419. Oh, more Mosha said no, say, all I be lie. But to say, no. In fact, during the presentation of Sona, or Parliament, me say, Ozzy or no, or can't time say, free SHS the only day, on fun and sanka. On fun and sanka, dear, more my manum bre. The TIs say, I conford the soup besides Cassay and Bromono from school. It will be between Chan and Tem. Me wage at our phone, or not you, they are more qualified to go to university. I'm more expected the first whatever year payment, no, almost sanka. Oh, bet me, am I a boy a busia, and I the amount, Nabena, bet you. So, if you understand all these settings, you would appreciate what is going on. If you talk about other taxes, how you know, much was the tax near you or left, and I the about right. Now, right, no, can I assign to mark on? Yes, some other people will talk about ye levy. Yes, same way MPP also felt the need to come and take off those taxes. But the good part is that was also taken care of. So yes, nipa idea. And the overboard about but see settings pa and one a mema line.
Right, yeah, true about you who tax a cost so I will crum her. Minim said now crum her now baby. A point in time, not acquire say MPP for Adanema. A point in time, it seems that Bambo Jumeko war cremu Ubia Tia da IGP. What Tia da ye attack MPP near ye ban so to say BBO. Dear,
only baby. Me name say we studio sometimes you need to be guided. But me say it in San American. Na over there ba ko say me I see me wudada. And my American ye. First of all, Kofu baby Becca say, oh, we did well by conceding early. But Obisamia, that was the #1 problem we faced with these elections.
Said Dr. Lajima Mubomia Ban Tembeji too. Na
me over the period, my monitor elections. And I may say, normally, members of parliament or more elections are announce more results now. Only no money, they are happy and they forget about the presidential. And so you know what happens now. Presidential, no, na winning, and me say, me specific example, and then maybe you can match it along. In Wejagbawi, the agreement was that me my presidential first and sana I
parliamentary no
then because me say me go me parliamentary there me ni beji na me refi say
me interest
nti yes sir yeah presidential and we came into the next day into the parliamentary. That was when the flag bearer had conceded on MBSC. NDC4 became very emboldened. Police force also mobile transfers. Many occasions say a transfer because they were even able to show say they were more neutral and professional. I had to stay on my feet for close to 76 hours.
Because of our attention war.
Let me go. Me declare no. Or declare no the powder go so now and go for more than 3,000 units. At that point. In Governor Moko to Obama no be no mudinity. Why? Because we had conceded, and that concession gave us a lot of problems. because police for anka ombegina hama wo almost say okoye oko ensure say there is proper enforcement of law. You be pamono and I be transfer. Me see many baby I transfer. Opa for almost all the regions. People who were seen to be more professionals, they have been transferred. Afi, when you do that, Nkofono or more winning, they are able to gather themselves and then plan better. And that was what happened. And to me, the region, NDC regional, they were able to manage and bring a lot of people from the regional party to come and cause problems. But paying the pain, how's the old bedi bonnet and easy. As at the time we considered, the EC had not even published one electoral year. Do you know what that means? It means that we're actually too fast in conceding. Although to the larger international community, it's democracy. Now, President John Mahama, 2020, or concede.
But so why will your coalition now? Who's at the end in Korea?
Nazame me a coalition. Me opponent no so now I have a coalition. On himself, I mean, you can say, I'm not, yeah, free, yeah, declare. Now you see far win by your friend is saying presser say we have collated and we are done. Court crime order. Say yeah IGP ma protection. Any task force no now you see declare or my declare. Now IGP no time no of us there no say be maintaining and I be retaining into yeah you be alone you border you be alone you border. And obisa. The results of Ablekuma North has still not been declared. Just because even people who matter and can bet me tax force protection, solid protection, almost and I'll be into me IGP, I'll be into me deputy, or be glad to meet them by as long as there is the Uncle Chef Minister of Interior. I say, that is the kind of conversation we're having. So it gets to a stage, professionals are no more, with all due respect, not all of them are now party professionals. They are not professionals for Madagana. Because also say, Ejumana or Dinekano. And I'm going to go ahead and transfer. Now, only men and go for must send me messages. Say, oh, me waha, me wa damongo, me wa we transfer into the me ba na nyezi into bet me my baby kakra, money make baby kakra. This is what is happening. So you think about it. They were emboldened. They managed to raise more forces, and they came to the MPP domains. Now, Domingo Abeja, disaster then I go. I saw it in my constituency. When you're live, Nipa Kodayanga, Honorable Pakatia, bet me akacho live. Mijana ye G ballot bosses na ye shino.
Can be beach MPP as a political party now.
Oh yes, that maybe so. I will say President Mahama 2020 or consider na. Up to now, President Mahama will consider 2020 elections. Opa President Akufo-Addo business 2020 President Mahama consider na. 2020, there's no way that you can tell me that President Mahama considered up to date. So when you think that, oh, you are a diplomatic politician, you are doing well, you may be also punishing your people. Because MPs are called to draw. Their constituencies are the 90, 15, Aowi, the 90, Abanga. All of this because of the concession. Because now people are overturning me. As at the time before they will declare my results, I knew I had beaten my opponent by more than 3,000 votes. Now, because of we were all like, okay, so what was happening? So if we had gone, no, every day. Asakeke. Asakeke, they are obedient. I say, Asaka, would you want to beat in the Panawudi? But after the old woman said, now would in the Panica.
You made party come on, my Imras with a fee. Now, you ning Komokakra and Faho. Menim said, Kumano, as now, Munamukita MPP, and I buy no Muna Mova Managina, the toes soon what my year Juma, I say, oh, yeah. They are two reverend team for Jono, Abo Pusa, Abo.
Oh, First of all, I've just been worried, say, Reverend Intim Fojo, Oyene Juma, first of all, as ranking of security and defense.
Yeah.
And Bibi, Bani Nema, and now TBBR, there is every reason for him to do further interrogation. That is
as a whistleblower.
Not just as a whistleblower, he's a member of parliament. He has what we call oversight responsibilities. Or oversight functions of a member of parliament. That is one. Two, constitutional man say OTBBR, and apart from the whistleblowers, RTI and all of those ones, a mausa didn't say OTBBR also say and said until and year you can also blow your whistle. What is wrong? Asking say now playing with a bear then na parky for 5 days. Na parky and also na then SC and another plane buy na yes plane no betuno na ya dum kane na then buy na say so me kan ya call you director bi na then SC na say obisu see tie na say na na plane no crash landia. So these are very justifiable questions. In law, what you can say about that is perhaps to say that they are hearsay.
Okay.
That is what you may want to say. But the person is also trying to make some inference. In some or patcha will say, "Oh, therefore, Jumba Hokaka, the American Osha, the woman be binim." Obviously, he has a lot of things he's been able to lay his hands on. Honesa Kanyama baby. Now I say, okay, Bupa. We'll set up inquiry. And our president now be sure on his Facebook, whatever say, beseti bibi, betinya ama o krawa bebwanye. In some I wouldn't more hono. Now I bet you. Now I'm sorry. Anopa. Miti ya gaze and up your coffee on Granani by 7 years. Now your bonus account. Who does that? Unless it's not true. But I was very devastated by the fact that you can go to somebody's home unannounced without a warrant, and then you say, "Oh, first of all, I want to pick you now." So why are you taking my daddy now? Bono, Sana meti, and it's an allegation. May not mean but and I hope and pray that it wasn't true. There's one thing that I have learned over the period. Say NI before. 99.9% are professionals, unless those who are not the typical NID for I be a party for a from no betting a disable. But if you are talking about typical well-trained NID for and even proper national security for Munyasa.
Oh, yeah, lawyer, rule of law, say that you know.
Now, rule of law is based on what the law says, and the rule of law also allows for checks and balances. It also allows for the fact that we have 3 major arms of government. There is an executive, there is a legislature, and there is a judiciary. That's why President Timeka say, or Chief Justice in Semu. That's why Chief Justice Timeka say, oh, there is something happening within the executive. That's why Parliament also makes laws. And we all check ourselves. But if somebody is checking you, and our own gene to manao ade or you are not supposed to use force. The Constitution protects the member of Parliament. I think if you look at our standing order, 23 talks about privileges and immunities. Same way, Oba Constitution, I think is 115, 116, 117. IHSA, a member of Parliament stands the opportunity or the privilege of getting some protection. And to be want to mean it is there or first of all, you have to go through the speaker, the right honorable speaker. For permission, say me present for Reverend Tim for John Shea, me present for
because of ABC.
Exactly. And the speaker would either agree or otherwise to say, okay, Reverend Tim for Job to me have a shower and I Parliament within the principles of Parliament. I find a shower in some no Bisano, Bibia, we are now called baby. How is that too much?
As Deputy Minority Whip, what brief must say or evidence, concrete evidence beyond?
Me, when we had the meeting, the agreement was that we don't want the full details.
Okay.
And the reason is simple. Yembese, ukoti bibi wo bibia. As a ubia me catch a jerry into jerry na wako likini na debi. Ya bisa wo bibia ye kama usi ya uo bibia usi ya bibia wo micheso. And I'll be releasing it as and when. And he says, "Oh, do you want to get further information?" We said, "No, hold on. We have an idea of what you have. This is good. Let's push." That's all.
Right, yeah, that's what my Mrashibidjafi Fatame as first time MP. Akukodronia Hodeno, any Dino Sabi, my family was here, Fatame Kakra Council. If we because I'm for see you say we are destructive. Oh, having a woman Mrashibidjafi regarding to that in the course, so you say a buying normal or Mamuni in a normal, who says no. And then a course.
So first of all, in your dindia, I mean, it was a Yamina demand. Say, Uncle show me body now was some walkover, and you want to believe, say, oh, maybe a deeper way.
The body need to meet me, and
that one I won't let it happen. But I'm a very respectful, calm person. I understand the rules of engagement.
Okay.
On the very vetting day, as a faithful day, seminar, propaganda, assembly, it's very sad, and I feel very pained about that matter.
They see, you know.
Oh, look, I was very disturbed. And I'll tell you why.
For your actions, and I said,
I didn't even do anything, and that is what I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
First of all, every vetting I the day of vetting, either when we are closing the day before, there is a certain conversation I have in conclave until we have share. I say, oh, and I say, we. We are. That is how it's going to be. Until the day in question, we met in the morning with the chairman of the vetting, with leadership, and then the committee members. And he agrees that a vetting of only 3 members. 3 members, no. Minister of Sports, Minister of Transport, no more come. But no. Around 8:39, and there were a few requests. Say, oh, now Minister of Sports, no, of tea, and you go for our tea buy, no.
I want to be overstayed.
And the young said, then I bet me I am. And I may have a coconut be say, oh, champagne for the beer. And you say a moment now until you bet me at least we can even fast track it for him and his chiefs and elders or traditional leaders to go. Yamiadum members G2 until we did the 4th person Minister of Sports. Yeah, no. Then there was another request, which request was that Yenshe Minister of Transport. Minister of Transport, Officer Boba. Me national service was Aboba 1993 there about. Na menim omo chief no. Nana no ye friend no Ochabubu. Na omo ye wild guys and the omo ntukwan keke.
Okay.
Into Ochabubu aba na me can say, oh, chief, omo man consider minister.
Na Sabuba for the so.
Na yanko because omo kwan wa, and apart from that no Ochabubu omo ntukwan sa. Nti wo de yan dream we nyina. Bono nyini and I mean for G2 and I Minister of Transport, Honorable Liquidia. 9:58 p.m. 9:58 p.m.
That means I'm break fatigue.
Oh, don't even talk about the fatigue yet. One say 2 solid ministerial nominees. No more them. Baku Minister of Health, Honorable Akando, and Baku Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa.
Yeah.
So our people were like, now then, you know that we have actually finished. We have closed. Sat there, no, their media coffee book man back. And you know, we were moving from where we the vetting room and then into Parliament to even go and have reports approved before we came back again to continue the vetting, because some of the people are on my bread. So we came back and then we saw this scene. I said, no, we can't do it again. So all these are major cabinet positions. And you need to even be fresh in the mind and body to even start. And because it was going back and forth. So me, because Honorable Akando, madam for the night before na menena kasa. And I may be some a few questions. I'll share even if it comes up, you should have an idea of, because now you're born come. We are not enemies. So me ko jina in China and catch and say, "Oh, I can't." I wouldn't say but wouldn't be. When you crowd, they open say because they try and talk to leader. Sign after your market, and if you talk to him, he can even get us to understand. Say, but I'm not sure we can go ahead with any other person. But I know that would be the 6th person, and that would be after 10 p.m. Now make us obi between matter there. Watch it, yeah, seriously. And you can watch the videos. I'm check here. No, first time before say Edem Agbana, and he actually moved towards him to confront him. And I see no. Then somebody gave me a sign say one chance I said, but I know I said don't get ba. Didi. But Marshall no home yet. I know Marshall no catch him and say Minjai. He moved me virtually from that end. And I maybe Jina in between 2 tables. Apparently no tables no na ye biem nti me na me ko Jina middle. And I did so because at the point no so I just said to myself, let me just go and find comfort at a place me trouble with anybody and not clash with anybody. Me was a boy honorable member na Chasa said to me about 4 other NDC MPs. Guess what they were doing? They were pushing the table towards me. Seriously, propaganda and you know, because we decided not to be talking about this, so we let it. But yes, and then I met now and I met you, and you can watch the video any day, anytime. They were pushing the table forcefully, 4 of them. Yeah, they were pin me. And because I was standing in between 2 tables, then I saw the danger. So it was actually a police officer who was standing by me that saved me. So na me say omo gravity no energy na eba no me ma table no so by the way no edge no kaka. And I was my bit omo because after the ntimi push it. Yeah. And I was omo pushing it gidi and I me train mo ho. And no me na me catch a video no. I will not sit here any day, any time to justify what happened, because you see, I have children in my home, I have family members, I have a wife, I have friends, and they wouldn't know you to be somebody who is violent until when these things happen. The first thing, say. And what the NDC propaganda team did was to just capture that. When they were pushing the table, they never captured it. But when I tilted it, tables. I feel very sad about it, and I know it is very regrettable. I know say it's condemnable. I don't think say this should ever happen. Parliament is a parliament of understanding. It's a parliament of working together. It doesn't matter your size. It doesn't matter your numbers. What matters is Yankambum. Look, 5 MPP people can cause more problems with about 187 NDC people. Why? Because if there are a few things they see that they are very crucial and they are able to raise them and they can maintain, say, it would be better for you to rather understand them, work with them, so that business between. Exactly. And then let me give you an example. So same thing with this Gold Board Act. We had agreed, say, there were some clauses that needed to be reviewed. Now we're closing, at least we're looking at up to about 17 sections or so. Now within those sections, we won't go beyond them. Then I see you call first 4 and say okay, we had agreed. Then we went to 10, then to 12, to 15. After the almost there be to the extent say the leader of government business, Honorable Mahama said, whatever agreement we had with his chief whip, he was not there, so he is not agreement here. No. When him time Mamu passes our Gold Board, we know 3:38 a.m. 107.3. So what are you looking for? So you can go check it and check it any day. It is regrettable. There is no way I want to find myself around any place I will be violence for. But what is there? Say in Kofu more than 4 and now 5. I'm going to push the table at the power. Now what you want to show me. All I did was to tilt the table so that they don't have that gravity. So and I was supported by the police officer. And you can check it. You can watch the video 10 times. You see what I'm telling you.
Right. We will be a watcher or my message of you cry ache. I am paying for 1 pp more, what more, message of Forno, and a mouse. Tiano and I say, a wild wolf in an ocean, Mama.
Oh, my name is just by God's grace, and then the several so Miami will say, I didn't mean intimation. And now one name now was to say a betrayal. Yes, and exactly what I'm doing. Me leadership, no. Or sign off in your marking. My friend boss. If I say,
don't pray.
My friend, my respected leader, another friend, my friend, my boss, because he's the chief whip. Honorable Abib, my boss. Honorable Patricia Piaget. Omonia, my friend, mommy. Then, Messia, and now my soul. I don't know, Bell has to say, Bessia, now, they are solid group of people. Bibian on Betchel. My year press conference is about close to 7. Why? I'm the first timer. They give you the opportunities. Well, Betchel will test. Ocho we are on review. They are one. They are more person on fan count. They are caucus no be agree. Their leadership be agree. My Betchel will send your own call about how to go about. Maybe to me a press conference now. Honorable another president. It is a bodyguard. I say, yeah, go like that. Don't go. Yeah, be confident. Yeah, no. So all you need to do is that this is avenue. He will keep telling you this game is full of prayers. You need to pray. Time bonfire cry. Yeah, man. Now bonfire. Now bonfire. What kind of there be in the chamber? If when you are in the chamber, you will learn and you get to know. When you have an opportunity, my name is wife to you. Now me standing orders. Now man, me go too. Now me say, okay. Share one say the short title. Where is another long title? Where is it? I be waiting.
I want to you share. I will them.
Oh, that's all. Share one now. When I bet you. Now about suspension. Now okay. It's the time suspension by a minimum content to this suspension from 30 to 36 days because there's a one guy. Very difficult. So you know. And if you don't allow yourself to know, you would never know. And they are a fabulous group of people. Look, minority caucus for Obia and Kam Basa Basa, Omon Bo, Omon themselves, we are first timer. But who will be pure more? I say, Mpacho, you need to come into the chamber. They will come. You see people, somewhere like Dominic Nitu. He's, I think, a seat timer.
Yeah.
Oh, find out, Beba, oh, China say, yes, I'm sorry, yes, he will do it. Yeah, I don't know, leader. I will be so say it. Jeremy,
but who are my image of the film? No, a boo who kakra because we be a Ramono, Nanka, Coco, Shianom, Abusia for ye MPP, Abusia, now quiet, Nanny Pabe 88. Na and this information of who go to no a shiki kakra.
Oh. 3 days ago, now I'm saying your market can be. I make a chance say, we are Marcosian or Parliament or numbers no here. But I've also come to learn I've also come to understand or appreciate Govoka's quality and quantity. No, that is what I appreciate.
Okay.
I'm also I'm to make us. Mudoso are there no mutiasi.
I'm on Tiasi.
Now what does baby I'm try my way. We go try 7.3. One go try and I come because now tsunami be bad. I found the panel on so one be. Now over do me go abenya say try my way. No baby, my try my way now fa. What's in the panel over because our parliament? Hey, sit down. No, can't be abuse. And see what is there? Almost every first timer who is in the MPP side. Me na make catch up on that person may have contributed in a way or the other. And if you like, take another 100 from the NDC side. I'm move that super post because for now cano. President Mahama for now cano. Move be what you said.
The attention in
or parliament no go mobile Moshewa no for baby. I him say endorse. And him said the Yawa no na Yawa no. Nti eze say na yet na few. Nti you feel in chamber no. So what we do is to make sure that we get ready, get prepared. I am learning. I mean, there've been an occasion now, Speaker Abisam is standing on that beer. I couldn't get it, but I learned, and that is because I'm a legal practitioner. Oh, lawyer beer or kita cases now on the team. Yabisa now or share standing on that man our constitution, man. Yes, sir. So that is what people should be doing, and I'm willing to learn any day, anytime, and that is how it has to be. I believe that we have the best of materials. So it doesn't matter the size. It is painful with the size. It's painful to say a good board that they were on. It's painful with even some of these appointments. Some of them that came for vet now on himself we say, and there's on farm, but over farm because we get the car to about more.
You only have a say,
but we don't have our way. And you saw it. Some of the people that came for vetting, they kind of seriously, they shouldn't have gone through.
Oh, which is why?
Oh, my friend, now my friend, I'm friend and the panel as they then to the age. Oh, who me now? I want to say, oh, to because about more now on that because of the but I said, my will
Senator Hunai Parliament.
My
two early days.
My parliament is becoming more exciting, and it's becoming more exciting because every day any in Semaeba. I mean, yes, I say no business was slow. Sometimes we expected to say bano, and but there were things that we also did very early and quickly, and that is why I told you say it's not even about the numbers, it's about collaboration. One of them they say, yeah, vetting say that is quite historic. Say yeah, vetting of several members. Appoint you within the shortest period of time. Be great. Make us say mobile no mambeda. Yeah, it be a Juma up to 1 a.m. Me Matino Parliament upon 1-2 a.m. And nature say good board I'm passing at 3:38 a.m. People are ready and willing to work. And in this night Parliament, you have almost all manner of people. I may say all manner of professionals. So Madam Vupa A+ social.
Yeah.
John Dumelo shell. Nkofua mo shell. Obi dize even say they are wale of about me wale Adam Smith even example papa no on say na me vo say obenya a minister of finance and even deputy by Mano. So ninth parliament is interesting. It comes with a lot of people with varying ideas and thinking. It's early days, is too early to say but at least what we know is that we are a mighty minority. We are doing our Juma led by Afenyo, who is solid on the ground. He knows what he's about, and whatever we are doing in parliament, at least we can tell. Say, our party people are happy. They are seeing that we can come back in 2028 in a grand style. Right.
Me constituency na ye dinkoma for party national na ya activity lines and but before then, first 100 days of John Dramani Mahama. That was saying.
So much I was setting simple. And then let me end it up by saying, said President Mahama about issues on family and friends.
Yeah.
Now, Oba no want to say. Now, so when himself be even say bank with CBG. When him the MD or CBG. Because CBG, we don't the MD. Now, so if you have equity, you have the CBG MD. And then yes, are you going to talk about qualifications? The people that were appointed in Akufo-Addo's regime, now focus on your family and friends. No, they weren't qualified. Now, in Kofu baby, baby, are they not just family people who have now been positioned in places as I say, your family and friends? Yes, it is no be. You look at cocoa prices. Now, cocoa prices are more there. I do for Zimangaza or between 6,500 7,000. Many workers say if you go to Ivory Coast, increase your cocoa price everywhere by 22%. 3 days ago, one of our members had a press conference in Kumasi to talk about the cocoa prices. What is happening to the cocoa price? Maybe I tell you, now then I go to cocoa prices. So this is the kind of settings we are looking at. Now, didn't we also talk about LGBTQ plus? Now, what you know, say?
So, some Franco, my image with the Fina Monsan, not first one, I spy.
Sad time now, or Casano. What constitution was he reading, or what standing order was he considering? It is there they are spy. Now, governor, no more when you won't do no home, apart from Reverend Tim Fedra or Bo, who they will still, what be do. The first 100 days, no, because I won't say, there, ya can't, ya. Ask yourself also, what is happening to cheaper and reliable electricity? Now, doom's anyhow. I know my constituency. Me fa na ya doom. In fact, ezi me constituency for no ka ka say adem it on na doom kan ya kwa meet me yeshu onwa.
We jagba we ho.
I know America cheo. It don me bisa me say adem say me minister of energy. Me George Napo. Ana me John Dramani Mahama. Me man ka say I am in charge of electricity. I serve the good people of Wejagba. I can be making statements. I can be asking questions, filing questions on the floor. I can be lobbying to see that things are done well. I can go to ECG and what is that? It's our containers to say I won't be fire. ECG containers. What is that?
Right, I'm not feeling that you come on pa Wejagba we who kakra na emra MPP ni ifie and come up. Those are unyaye 2024 percentage of unyaye and then adiana we expect na.
Oh no, I mean absolutely no. Ejuma me no me. Anyeze me bo mabaso. Me I don't think that the whole of Ghana be ejuma chem. Me sorry anopa 4:30 me koda anopa 1 AM.
4:30.
Yes. Lorry station be anu ha me nko hoda. Uko Wejagba we are almost every taxi rank must see shelter among me the TV asha say me the water tank asiso among. Then I mean free health screening, national health insurance registration, having surgeries for people with hernia and fibroid, giving out BP machines. Then I mean registration, getting people free driver's licenses. Then I mean that is do na manye. Crime do na manye. Is that what I say? Ejuma ben na manye. Now, as compared to the NDC's parliamentary kind, no damn one order. Even in the your friend is in collation room, no cry. A day of collation can no order. 7.3. And see, you ask yourself, then what went wrong with all these efforts and inputs? Because the original election, first one, before the one I got in, I think it was about 13,000-14,000 votes different. So you're asking yourself, what is now bringing it to close to 3,000? Why? And then these are the questions you ask, and especially when you know that a year be a new one copy, outdoor be a new one copy, clean up exercise be a new when you know. So what you say? After the new one go back and say you will see it. What do you do? And so then say electricity, water near Juma, street lights. Don't say na manje. Meeting with your firm say residential associations. How many times did I not meet them? What did I not tell them? What did I not do? Somebody I say. So you should just understand that it was a certain tsunami. Abba, nyamina Yawa dom. Ijumadia oye no na nyamema waka ukofo na kuma na wa ojina bibia ojina. Because when you look at some of the results, I mean, you just know that it's by dint of hard work and prayers. So, if you are asking of percentage, no, it's way below. In fact, I didn't expect that. But there were a few things I also saw. And I picked lessons from. And this phone was smart in a lot of things. We undermine them. To say, the publication or the printing of a friend is saying accreditation. Easy more accreditation, no more accreditation, maybe I am 5, but more accreditation 500. in think of why say so mo wo baby o mo warning na
collation room ho nyina.
I mean I make catch
got access to the collation room.
And how did they do that? Because they had to do their own accreditation unknown to people. And you will not watch him bustle until mo baby say hey na way then away no my. So that is lesson 1. Lesson 2, there could also be an insider job at some instances.
How?
Now, pink sheet, no, before they'll start voting, no, say you have to take details of the pink sheet at the polling station. And there was a certain coincidence that you and I should never take it as a coincidence. And they work well. Oh, look, MPP, we are very smart, learned people, but there are people who can also be street smart. This is what they did. First of all, pink sheet no, electoral officer no the bebano. When they come and open the pink sheet in front of you, Obama say pink sheet no is not the exact place and pink sheet no say emba. And Tebia, all the pink sheet score SCC I want me constituency ho.
Anatitegu.
Obedo no one pink sheet na wager but we method is pink sheet. Now all the beko titegu no because I almost stronghold no, so there you go there and you go and see the right pink sheet. Obeba SCC I am stronghold no, you go and see the wrong pink sheet. Time our pink sheet nebeba na they will agree because they had a lot of men standing at all these places. I know more person about to because we hono. Ah, almost set pink sheet idea no, because if the right pink sheet is not there, they make sure say their agents will not allow voting to start. And all this while no, they are delaying. Into we call SCCIM stronghold no, because it is not the right pin sheet. They are called wager method is pin sheet. They are about SCC, so they are delaying. Time pin sheet in the beba no, they are about 11:30, 12. Most of the places that started voting in my constituency started at 12:30 p.m. What it means is that in Kofu baby no more person muntu abano. And they left. That was what happened. These are the two.
And you should be free more.
Oh, no, because this was an election that I knew I had worked for so hard and I wasn't going to face any difficulties. But maybe next time the Omodi Babano and the Nyamiankas and yes, we write up now, but senior Masiano, you must come in a grand style.
Right. My young people, MPP believe in so or reflecting, or rebuilding, now or recapture.
The 3 hours.
Kwame na party be first one beat me recapture 2028.
Oh, first of all, say no na yasha say you know the baby no. There is what we call cultural research, we call research, and we call thesis. There is the need for you obey the IFN identification of the problem. Then I see, then I buy, then we lacked behind what happened, and we were grouped in 2024. For me, I would not sit here and say the OK committee would answer all of that. Some people are also even saying the OK committee won't show you now and can handle some of the issues here. It could also bring problems. And to a larger extent, or to some extent, that can also be true. But at whatever it is, you cannot answer the problem in a vacuum. You need to identify the problem. So that takes care of that step. I say, then I see, say people had people had accreditation and they didn't have to, so they overpowered you. If there was a decision say on bed they didn't cry now you see so all of these things. And they also did another thing which was very good. They had some of their people got in as EC staff. Which is good. I mean, I wouldn't falter them because if you also played your cards well, you could also have people that you trusted to be working for you. But we take a decision or end this in your bed. We take a decision that. Oh no, but SCC pin sheet.
That means some people to throw my year.
Oh yeah. But in instances, I now for say, was a word did you manu obi di chen.
I'm for calling for early congress ebisi ebeya delegate system no yes pande ebisi enya krana obi okita krata bi e kire se we MPP ni wotwe ni diusie ni bibia no ye man into aba ni bi.
I think there are advantages and disadvantages to all of that. Yeah, corona. Me met me akache we say in coffee bi mu no nsema omo kan ya no e wo marvel. Obi be kache wo be coffee bi ma you can see 10 people. They will tell you, and it is sometimes because of just the delegate system. Ebia oh yeah will campaign primaries no. Ebia me say my coach ensure me ensure me chairman delegates. Obi a onye delegate no. Me no so say oh ko friend so nko to aba na we ka kache o say na o ensure no ma me bi. Say we chairman o delegates.
Yeah.
And to coed and confer with delegates no more there. Exactly. So that is a disadvantage. And yes, sir. When you also open it up, you must, and also if you're also not careful, you may have people MPP for, but have a parody among somewhere there, MPP for, now say agents are more MPP for Jumama MPP. Onye MPP ni, but wabe no agent ama MPP. Oni ni wabe tie MPP for over the period. MPP for wabe believe in obwa no spy. Day of election hotel or Jumano. Avena o say o onye MPP ni, avena o ko tunu wa. So it is good to have all of this considered comprehensively. Ensure the advantages and disadvantages. Where the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, I would say that we should look at. In fact, some of them can be hybrid, depending on maybe our own because if they are over there, maybe early Congress, is it for flag bearer? And early Congress, is it for
national constituency?
Exactly. What does that mean? Did we even elect our flag bearer earlier enough? Were we able to market him earlier enough? Somebody I say. So all of this, our reasons are we should try and be very impartial in our thinking, not to do things to skew towards a particular person. Me, and don't go asking me because as I sit here, me support nipa A and nipa B and nipa C. I believe that where I find myself in leadership, whoever the party comes up with. Although I have an interest, but they say there's a come on too.
Now, party.
How are you going to get the party people to fall in line? Obia was a leader, and now we're general secretary, and now we're chairman, and you are going to support one person against the other person. You haven't shown fairness, and the one share Ghana memaka and go vote to Abatia or Muntu Abamba. So it's just by that your posture and attitude. Ebema I shall be able or koto abana and say they are Jerry Ghana Jerry. That's how far we are born so sir, but not channel baby, and that's how it is.
Right, and you better treat lines and enough what Chinese is here now. So what doing? But Mahusa man for so can Kennedy BC Baumia and early days, Jerry.
Early days. Now I think that let's even hold on to Parliament first. Let's ensure say Nyama Kosuyi. Let's get all these people to pipe down Kaka. Nobody is saying say don't reach out to people, but let's manage our campaigns in a very subtle manner. Look, OTA 2024 campaign MPP we caused a lot of problems to ourselves. How? Because of some of the things we said about ourselves. Oh, where say, Ubetia, and this is for no more fasa audio, no campaign message, no more, no more. If we can understand, say, we are one people, what matters is winning power to serve the good people of Ghana. And serve Fata. To me, Obia knew money. They all and say there is leadership in Parliament, there is mighty minority, there is the New Patriotic Party and its head office with all the executives and officials. Yeah, if they come out with a certain date, say for polling station executives, and I expand and I let us go by what the party will say. Let's get unity in everything we are doing. Let us be united. So what I say, when we are united, there is no way, no time, anyway, that an MPP person will be beaten by an NDC person. Yes. Now, even within constituencies, people were campaigning against MPP people. People were openly sharing money for people to go and vote against. Yes. And I mean, my constituency, my opponent, you know, they are all far no question the car more the powder boom. So, omo did omo driving around town. Why MPP ni? Pa. Since I make us like my surprise guys say suspending and I am coming clearly, and I can show you videos. Why MPP ni? So it tells you what happens when people lose elections too. They get very bitter. So we win election, no. When I say one for one to from. Okay. Now we get it closer to their way losing, because on no our losing on him. Bibi hano be more. In can for every to bojo. Okay. Or a dead goat. Whether he or she. Say Bibi crow say more. All tell my will losing. What was that? Bibi want to have more winning bonus than NDC for only manner. So if we don't put all of this in check, we bet me 200 times Okwe's report. We bet me offer the candidate our officer is the best candidate. We bet me was scanning and we may end up losing.
Right. My name is Waja Dam spillage. Yeah. I annual rituals. Happy biya ye biye emansoni biko. But addition war and potamo titegune SSC ne mpotamo. And then you found you a bit my yafa.
Fortunately, me and people.
Okay.
I had the opportunity of meeting the Waja Dam manager, engineer Anum, and then one Charles. Oh, many of Mokai. Ene. There's been a stakeholder engagement. Time I see me uno. Now yeti assembly hall with all assembly members, with Waja Dam managers, no, with Ghana Waterfall, with Waja Bawe municipal coordinating director and Inkofo. We're talking about the spillage. Unim the Ekosu Waja in 2023-2024. This intervention, then the MC Yawa Michael Kwabena together we met these managers of the dam, and I almost say, if you don't manage the dam, the spillage well, you will cause more problems than compromising the dam. Because you end up killing all the fowls. Yeah. Let us be tactical. Let's be strategic. Let's do it bit by bit. And fortunately, they agreed with us. For the first time in 2024, nobody always say and so far. Maybe I so by a car, maybe a level be a call, but that was manageable. And then I can't. My mom associate me fair even the Minister of Works and Housing whilst we were in the meeting, and he gave me very good response. Chano say there are few dams, not dams, storm drains. I say and dredge. We have 3-4 major rivers within Wejao. There were Lafa, there were Bale, there were Kokojo. All of these ones are choked. What do we have to do? We have to do it so that you're being so there. And then we should also be given a roadmap. Say, no time way, yaska way, dredging way, way, and all the stakeholders agreed. And this is how we intend to work on it. I, together with assembly members, all opinion leaders have also agreed to say we should push further for the construction of what storm drains, so that Nyama say Baswa, Tetegufo, Omombre, Yabomanfo omumbre kelefo omumbre zawati ase malamfo omumbre ashbread for omumbre. So this is the conversation we've had, and we are hoping and believing so by Tuesday next week that they will fully furnish us with the roadmap. I bet you say this week we are dredging, next week we are dredging. Okay, after this week now we'll start opening the dam so that the spillage will start. And that is what we have spoken about, and we are sure said Nyaman now couldn't come up.
And yes, we actually say Ramsar size also a month for us started occupy ho. Minim say we are where they are.
Oh baby, Ramsar sites no baby. I mean I know say President Mama was there I think last week or last 2 weeks. On my instruction say yenye na nkrofo na omo atwetwa wall a fili Ramsar site yenye demolition na yenye there. I think he gave that instruction to the regional minister and also advised yenye as early as practicable, but omonye nitise omo call down so man ko yes adwuma no bi since omo call down so man omo, but we are hopeful say people would understand say when you block the waterways you are causing more problems to lives and properties. So the directions or instructions, the assembly and the regional coordinating council will take it up, so that what is expected for Wejagbawe people to live in peace, they will get to live in peace.
But as well, we are 20 lines, and probably be an OB person will be so BB, which one join us on 057 777 1073 057 777 1073. Yana lawyer Jerry Ahmed Shaib and they didn't come on people with Bawi, Deputy Minority Whip. I mean, for last caller. Hello, good. Bad, yanko. Malam Junction overhead and also potholes. Meaning say under your jurisdiction.
Yes, under my jurisdiction. In fact, the na say no more ye sakwano. Indeed, na ye overlay biom asphalt overlay. Yeah. But on say senior mayon to say metals are in the middle of in between. Intisa when omo kra deba. When I checked the last time, and buy until I would go back to the Minister of Roads to follow up, say these days, and that's true. I could see a lot of traffic because we can't tie no sit down soon. To say who could got them, to say to say portals, by any portal, metals are I share in between, say in so toa, and so no and stay on the stretch, but a bit firm, echo. But omuyi no na ayedada pa, so they decided to remove them and replace them. But omonya they are not ebebano because they were supposed to have finished that road I think about 3-4 months ago. I mean sure say elections accordingly kaka. I'll follow up with the Minister of Roads. Sikoni Road. Yes, say obo humodin wa butumska. And I easy. So Sikoni the contractor yanya so emze wakoda kaka emze nisika swasa kaka. So nyama we are just going back. Budget I approve for Ministry of Roads. No, the Ayasha say at least we can push them to be able to finish those ones. Into your bell of the say Sanyamana as I was now can no or what maybe in time right. Oh, you home somebody what we say 2024 elections, you know, spiritual now. Me prophet. Me prophet Jerry. Anga me maybe. Yeah, announced before me. But can everybody say the part of prophet? I be suggested say Dr. Laji Mahmoud Baumia waba first time, Obi and waba first time I yinti, Omuman and second time. And a year MPP. Well, like I've told you, it's early days yet. I don't think say it's a yardstick to vote for anybody. What the yardstick is for one to win to become a flag bearer. Okay. Obey a flag bearer, we MPP na dia. And see, for me, I've virtually restrained myself in showing any interest because Matthias says, "Oh, manage sanya mani yeswa na kosenya ma." Okay. And the A be do ma minti me be kan say me do menya yanka na be wini na wini a eche say na ye me de ba enche say yan wini na be wini a ma enye me de so because there may be no ne pa no ye MPP enti say ye mpia sa ne pa no. Whoever emerges the winner or the flag bearer should have the total support of the party people. If they don't come and I'll be saying, say, me support it. And I'm not saying, say, people should not also support people. I'm only saying, say, it's early days yet. Let us allow the normal trend of things to take place. Nyama, yeah, shisha nyama kama. Mo biang as we anya a certain advantage over way into one and two mana, the air no anya the entire cause problem. Let us be careful.
Okay.
Me will be a me penepa minyanga. You go election put sorry na di 2 minutes command say una we flag there.
Hey, why
menka. Be I want to make a home here or back at you, but above from me here will be an
running mate. Ebi mo say na po almost sano.
And also mean country wo. I think they also on the capacity. Or on his strengths or on weakness. Obi biara obefa no running mate no. Whatever you may have with Dr. Matthew Poku Pempeno, that person may also have same or more or less. It is up to nya obey flag bearer no first of all to say we me never come me ho a metimi winning me elections no. That is key. And yes, me do we into na me no come home, but me no come home. I'm a winning election. No?
Okay,
that should be your like they normally say you can kill your mother or sell your mother, or when you get power you can.
Yeah.
So what you need first is who is going to get you to win power. And then yes, anybody know Yawa. What you should be thinking of first is that we me no boom na ye juma. Manya me results now. 107.3. What is there? I don't think that President Mama was thinking that Jena no professor would or she's his best choice. Whatever he thinks, if perhaps thought that okay, me no kwa be a central region for Beshoso Atwama. That is one. Second, maybe because she's a woman, let's see what can come out of this situation or this arrangement. By interest, President Mahama believe he say
only the rifle
it doesn't mean so. It could just be tactical or strategic, and that's it, and perhaps work for them. If me, I have flag bearer, I'll look for the one who can help me win my elections, not necessarily maybe later I will say me go rest well, so then that one we can look at it.
Madam's lawyer Jerry Ahmed Shaib. Yeah, sorry, finally gonna vote you, but we vote you.
We jack before. They are lovely people. I mean, in spite of all the turbulence, no more. Almost supporting me. They give me all the love and support. Look, they are this our election with them. And when you say Nyame na ka omo bebre omo akoma na omo tu abama me kama. Meaning say me nye perfect, me nye Nyame. Omo mboa me. Omo fa mpa bonta me chi. Omo nche me dia say me nye mom. Let me hear from you what you think is right. I need proper feedback. And yes, so we jagba yenye de sene fata. Be the new patriotic party more attractive. Election ye win here no, we win by 100% margin. Wow, what you are? We say me a member of parliament, but Jerry Doba and year. That is what I want, and I pray and hope that is what we are going to do together. When him say, "Nyama bebre papa beba weja babe."
Okay.
As
an orphan MP.
Oh, now orphan there's just when him say, "One mama, one papa," but 107.3.